Hello, everybody. This is Mark Satala. This is the first video on my crypto channel. I called it the Crypto Ape. And I mean, if you're in crypto and you know about crypto, let me just fix my camera. Here we go. First video. Absolutely, stuff happened. If you're into crypto and if you have heard of a crypto, if you have purchased your crypto, whatever it is, whatever token it is, if you are invested in the idea of crypto, if you want to learn more about crypto and see my personal journey about crypto as well and how it went, I would be very happy if you join me um, on this journey and progress, and just see how it goes. And I mean, if it sounds good to you, I'm gonna make sure I tell everybody that every day I make a video or anything, to be honest. And I think a lot of people say the same thing. We're not financial advisors. We will not be telling you how to go about spending your money or investing your money or what is good for you and what is not. That's your own decision. But I think it will go a long ways to help you decide actually what to do when you actually figure out and see the results of somebody who actually took that step. And sometimes it's early for some projects that is making very good progress, and this is the one that I'm going to talk about today. I did start on it on the original one a little bit late, a lot later, I would say, than everybody else because I just didn't know about it. And I did hear about it from some um, companies, if you may say, hosting companies, and but I just never got to really into it. But really, right now, this is what I'm doing 100% in crypto. As well to say that this is not how crypto or this channel is going to be. As I said, this is the Crypto Abe. This is like the boring NFT. I'm not going to go into NFT at least now, but I might do that later. It's just wild for me. I might do it, but I'm not really sure. But I like the idea of the Crypto Abe, and this is why I just called it Crypto Abe. Um, I any just small any information about myself. I'm not originally from the United States. I was born and been living for a long time in Egypt, about 18, 19 years of my life, and I've been here for about 3 years to study in a university, and it's going great. I love it here, and one of the things that when you come here and initially you don't have the right to work and stuff like that, probably one of the easiest things to get into, even if you're American, is investing. If you have money, if you have some money that you saved, if you have some income that you can cut some on the side and invest in something, it's always great. A lot of people love investing. Some people are wary from it for some reasons, but it's overall it's a great thing. It just make sure that you don't get um, like engulfed in the inflation and everything. Your money is not losing its capacity and value over time. You actually might be making profit as well. As I said, you're not losing money, making sure that your money is not losing value. So that's investing. From my standpoint, this is not, as I said, this is not to tell you that investing is great for you. Might not work for you, might not work with how your life is, might not work with how you think. It's up to you. It's totally fine. But I would like you to see what I did and maybe decide if you want to do that yourself. I'm not a large scale investor. I don't have a lot of money. I would just work a full-time job. So since I got the right to work, I work a full-time job. So I don't do a lot of money. So I'm not investing a lot of money. So if you are a mediocre income person making about 20, 30, 40, 50 even a year, K, grand, um, this is probably going to work for you because we're not going to invest 100 grand or more into a project. This is going to be just out of our comfort zone. My comfort zone, I think a lot of people's comfort zone. So we're gonna focus on very small scale projects. They're not small scale project themselves, but we are gonna invest in a very small scale. And one of these things that I want to go ahead and begin talking about is the people powered networks. It's the Helium Network. It's the HNT. You might have heard about it. You might have been disappointed if you actually worked with them, and you might have uh, got a lot of good money out of it if you worked with the early on HNT project, what they're calling right now the IoT, the Internet of Things, the LoRaWAN. That's the main scale network that was how Helium was created initially. So if you did that and you know that, and or if even if you have seen that, you know how a lot of money that generated. To be honest, I watch a lot of YouTubers. I saw a lot of people on the internet that told, like, maybe posts and all that, talking about how it changed their lives. Um, it's not gonna do that for everybody, but at least it's gonna generate some income for you. I'm not gonna say passive income because you really need to work on it. You really need to troubleshoot and do a lot of stuff. But at least you're gonna make some profit. At least your money is not gonna sit there in your bank and just lose value. That's what I see from personally. If you can see that as well, from what I'm gonna show to you, that's gonna be great. But if not, that's totally up to you. So what it is, the original helium is the LoRaWAN technology, and what it is, it's basically a large scale, long distance wireless communication that is very small in packages. Like the packages are just a matter of bytes. They are not like not big files, not megabytes, not gigabytes, like 5G, for example. You're not transferring big package of information. It's very small, very tiny, and very weak signals that they are being actually transferred. From my personal understanding, I'm not an expert, but this is from what I have been seeing, what I've been understanding from what I read and what I watch on the internet. So, what it is, it's basically making a network where people can use, like for example, you might have heard that if you listen to videos about helium, like connecting your power or water meters. Was that a guy coming, like say you live in like somewhere out in Texas or Mississippi where there's not much roads, or it's just out of the boonies, if you may say, uh, for somebody from the company to go out there and take the readings every month, it's probably a pain, and it's probably very expensive. I don't think if you work in that job, I don't think you would want to go that to do that every month or so. So that's when, and it's not just used in that scale. It's used in tracking food, tracking packages, tracking big shipments, like companies send like big crates and stuff like that to big like other parts of the world. So what it does, the network here, is that it detects a sensor, whatever it is, and there's a company that actually work on LoRaWAN. I think it's called um, uh, people. I don't remember actually what it's called. I lost what they're called. But they are centered in Europe, and they are a big company that work on many sensors that can go with the LoRaWAN. And it's very, very important because it's very cheap to set it up. I mean, not for helium because helium miners or hotspots have been more taking it in a different way to make money, so they are actually inflated. The prices are inflated. They're not normal prices for LoRaWAN hotspots and LoRaWAN sensors or devices that intercept these signals. But in general, the idea is that when you have a device that is a sensor or something like that in a power meter, for example, or a water meter, and that is being transferred over this very low power network that actually as well uses very low internet consumption, like very small amount of kilobytes or megabytes a month. So you're not even waste a lot of data, internet data, to keep that network going. And the way you get to transfer this is uh, on like I mean, for my personal hotspots, one of mine that is have a good line of sight, like it's a pole, it's on top of a pole, the antenna can reach up to sometimes like 3 or 4 kilometers, which are good old couple of miles. It's not very small scale. It's a lot bigger than 5G, a lot bigger than a lot of antennas for even LTE. So it's a very good coverage. As I said, it goes long way in different situations. So it is important. It's have a lot of potential, and Helium it really exposed that potential and showed how this can create a very lucrative space for people to invest and create that network, and actually investors come to use that network, so people are making money off of having their hotspots working. If you know anything about helium, you probably know how the helium um, network is exploding. It has reached very high prices at some points. It was about $55, uh, I believe, last year when crypto was booming. But right now it's about 473, which is a little bit sad, but it's fine, I guess. It's just how economy works. It's gonna have one another like one day it's gonna come back to the top again. Uh, and the IoT, which is the LoRaWAN network, as you can see here, we're getting very close to a million hotspot, which is very big number. This, as you can see here, these dots, these are the LoRaWAN networks. Some continents like Africa, especially, you can see that it is actually very lacking of that of this technology, which I think a lot of people would think that this is going to help, especially Africa. I mean, Europe is actually bombarded, as you can see, especially in some areas here. You can see how heavy, like you would have like 18 hotspots in one hex. Um, one hex is like it's just a unit of measurement for helium. It's like uh, a unit of space, if you may say. So in the U.S., you would absolutely think that New York and these areas are bombarded for sure by the LoRaWAN. If you get close here, it's even worse. It's like 26. It's very 70. It's very insane numbers of hotspots in the same place. Which actually, I believe I read that this is like the Manhattan area. I read like about 2 days or so ago that there's somebody investing, especially in Manhattan area and New York, uh, to use the Helium LoRaWAN network. So that's great. That's great news. I hope that goes a long ways in helping the people who build the network. Because if you're not going to help these people that build the network, you're really not making giving them a reason to keep it up and running. So, and if that happens, it's going to be like a domino effect. Everybody's just gonna unplug their helium miners, and it's just gonna go down. So if it's just how it works. If people are not making money, they're not gonna spend money to keep your equipment or their equipment in this case even running. California, for sure, there's a lot of them. I don't think it will be more than New York. Nah, not high, but still in the tens and twenties. Um, so a lot of density. San Francisco, um, probably very dense as well for sure. So that's just the U.S. That's how it looks. It goes long ways as well for you to know if it's very dense, because it's help you to know where to place your miner when you're um, like getting it set up for the first time. This is very important that you know how to choose a good place to place your miner. Because if you just choose something somewhere that is not good, you're messing up your rewards. because some of these that are very dense areas, like for example here, um, like if you have two, you can see this one is 0.49, so it's not getting a full reward, it's getting that decimal of a reward. So, that being said, if you would like to hear more about Helium, I'm gonna follow up with the normal IoT hotspots. And as well, I did begin my journey in the chapter 2, which is uh, basically the 5G. It's As you see here, that the lower one is about sensors. Your package has arrived, and 5G cellular, 5G, just normal 5G that we know for phones. Um, Very important thing, if you did not hear about that, or if you don't, Helium did sign a contract with Nova Labs, which is the partner of Helium 5G, or actually the one that is making that possible and creating the 5G small cells and all that. They did sign a contract or partnership for 5 years with T-Mobile. So T-Mobile is the giant of 5G right now. You know, say whatever you want. Data and everything back up the fact that the T-Mobile network is the biggest in the United States right now. Verizon, AT&T, everybody else is trying to play catch up, but they are not catching up yet. And small cells, which is the antennas of 5G, are actually the biggest part of investment, even for AT&T and T and Verizon and other manufacturers, because they see that these are not that expensive to manufacture and deploy, and in the same time, it's easier to place. It's like Wi-Fi extenders. It's like, for example, I have internet from Xfinity. It's like the Xfinity hotspots if you go on the streets in big cities like New York or I believe California. Even here in my state, you go on the street in some places, so you'll find that the routers that are inside people's houses, the gateways, the modems or devices that they have a feature that you can enable that they can uh, get Wi-Fi for that hotspot for people who are customers of Xfinity, for example, to get that. So that's the basic idea. 5G small cells, which I can show you that picture here from Helium Deploy, actually, where I bought my Helium hotspot and small cells. That's the package. That's the initial package that I got, and that's the Nova Lab. I think it's called Bicells 430H. That's the small cell. That's the mediocre one, because there is an indoor that I give you one reward, one multiple reward. So that's like if you get like 30 mobile token, which is the token that you mine from 5G Helium, uh, or from that project, you get mobile tokens. You don't get Helium tokens initially, and you can redeem them. Hopefully, in the future, that will be available very soon. And when you get these, you can use them, and this is how you can make them. You can use them, you can make them or mine them with the indoor. You can mine them with the outdoor, which is this one. You can mine them as well with the outdoor high power, which I don't think you should do that. To be honest, you get the high power outdoor, because it's a lot expensive. It's a lot more expensive. I think it would make sense if you need it because you live like away from a very busy street to campus. It makes sense in that case. But other than that, just go with this one. It's very good price range, and as well as gonna get you a multiple of 2.4, and the outdoor high power is gonna give you a multiple of, I believe, 4, if I'm not mistaken. This is 2.5. So you are actually, and the high power is like $5,000. So why spend $5,000 when you can actually get like three of these and get more tokens? um, this is a lot better. So I mean, it's about what you think, but I think mathematically, when you look at it this way, it's a lot better. So I'm just gonna wrap it up here. I don't want to spend a lot of time talking in the first video. This was just an overview of the helium. Where is it at? where's it going with the 5G? And personally, I forgot to mention that as well. Right now, till I believe the 20th of November or somewhere around that point, it's called the Genesis reward period, where you're actually getting paid in tokens just for having it set up and working. You don't need to be very next to a very busy street so people can use actual or like T-Mobile customers, for example, since they have partnership to use your own small cell on the 5G, so you can get paid in tokens. You actually don't need that for right now, at least from my understanding, and for everybody I believe is understanding. You just need it plugged in, connected to internet, and running. That's it. You get paid in how much you can get every day in tokens, and it's very lucrative. I can show that to you guys before I wrap this one up. Um, just to show you, like with three of these, which is about $5,000. If I just put anything here in the email just to wrap it, like get it here, so you can see that you're spending about $5,300 to get the package of one hotspot, which I have it set up already, guys. Today it was great, it worked just fine. I will show you as well in the next video how we can set this up. But for just now, if you spend about $5,300 and you're gonna get this much, about 2 million and a half, 2.5 million mobile tokens a month for the Genesis period. Just to be clear, this is just for the Genesis period, just because they're trying to get the project up and running, get people excited about it, and actually reward them for being the first to join. That's it. If you're late to the party, don't expect to make about, with three of them, don't expect to make close to $10,000 a month. It just streams at that point. As well, the prices you can see up there, that price can go up. And we know, if you know anything, as I said, about helium, is about $5 right now. At some point, when it began, it was like few cents, like about 7 cents or 8 cents or less. I believe it was 2 cents or something like that at some point in the beginning, and it reached $55. So you can imagine if 5G Helium mobile token is going to take the same path, which is expected because this is just how crypto is. It just There's a lot of people that jump on the project initially, and the prices just peak, and it goes to a steady line again before it can go back and grow. Which is sad right now. Just the crypto in general is not peaking right now, but hopefully that will happen soon. But imagine it goes to 1 cent, and you can estimate. So with 1 month of Genesis, you're gonna make about 25K, guys. Like, just imagine, because this is, like, I know some people, including myself, this is very close to how much I make a year. So if you can make this much a month, and I mean, don't lie to yourself that you're not gonna make this much every month, but you can make at least this much to pay off how much you put in a project and actually uh, get some for yourself. You're gonna uh, end up with about $20,000 or more. This is not for sure prices. It's still to be known where mobile price is gonna start at and where it's gonna go. Hopefully, it's going to shoot up. I'm very hyped about it. As I said, T-Mobile is one of the giants of the 5G, at least for now. And for them to partnership with crypto, from my standpoint, from my belief, this is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, partnership in the crypto industry in general. Because even the biggest of the biggest, Bitcoin, did not have such a partnership. If you take a look at Dogecoin, with Elon Musk is, I believe, approval, if you may say, that you can actually go ahead and use your Dogecoin to buy from, I believe, Tesla, like can buy for products or actually buy a car. I believe, I don't know. I think I heard that you can buy stuff from Elon Musk's Tesla in Dogecoin. This is even bigger, because I completely respect that guy, Elon Musk, and his um, Tesla products and cars and all that. But 5G is the future for communication. And if somebody like T-Mobile comes in and have a belief that the network, the people's network, hopefully is going to be as well a people's network, that we have the decision on how to move it. If they come and tell us that they believe in our project and that they want to work with us uh, to use our resources and use our small cells, as you can see these, to expand their network and benefit from our coverage, this is very beautiful news, if I may say. So, if you're new to the channel, this is what it is going to be all about. Just crypto, investing. I don't do much staking, but we will be working on staking and like big APY number, um, you know, to get your money. Um, the worst, the best as you can, uh, like instead of putting in a bank, I meant, um, you can just go ahead and get like a APY of like 10% or more. I know Ethereum is really gonna have a good APY after the merge. If y'all did not know about that, so this is pretty much it for this one. If you like what you are hearing, what you like the idea, if you never heard about Helium or 5G or mobile, or if you ever uh, never listened to somebody talking about crypto, I'm a mediocre income person. I really love crypto just because it have a lot of potential. So if you would like to keep up with my journey and maybe hopefully at some point get your own hotspot, get your own crypto token, get your own coin, and begin investing in that. You don't really need to go all in, but it's at least from my standpoint, it's a lot better than just leaving your money around to lose value every day, especially as I said with inflation. So, thank you all for watching this video. If you have any comments, concerns, questions, anything, drop it in the comments. I'm going to be making more of these videos showing how the 5G Helium miner has been set up. My LoRaWAN hotspot, which I have six of them right now, up and running and working and doing great, to be honest. So I'm going to show you all of that. Make sure to subscribe if you want to hear more about that from me, and like absolutely if you liked what you've seen, and share it if you would like to get this word out for more people. I would really appreciate it. Y'all have a blessed one. I will see you later.